Welcome to Slow News Day with Kevin Clark. I am Kevin Clark. Is this using the age face app thing? What is he, 90 years old? Let's move on. Eli! We're doing something a little different this week. It's week 16. Next week, it's Christmas time. So we're gonna say the best things we saw this year. We're gonna give out some superlatives. I'm really excited about it. Lamar Jackson is the most important thing to happen this year. Lamar Jackson emerging as the MVP, the Ravens emerging as, at this point, the best team in football, and the Ravens emerging as the second smartest team of the decade behind only the New England Patriots, in my estimation, for what they did with Lamar Jackson. So, to recap, Lamar Jackson drops to 32nd in the draft. Should we get the video of Mallory? At this point, not only is he the best quarterback in that draft, he's the best player in that draft. The Baltimore Ravens go out, they build around him. Instead of saying, what can't he do? They say, what can he do? And the answer is, he can run, he can throw some great passes. He's not a classic pocket passer, but he doesn't need to be. He can be the best quarterback in football without that. That's a creative triumph. That's why John Harbaugh should win Coach of the Year. That's why Eric DeCosta and Ozzie Newsome should be hailed as visionaries. They saw what no one else saw. The Ravens picked Hayden Hurst ahead of Lamar Jackson. I understand that, but guess what else they did? They took Lamar Jackson and they built one of the best teams in football around him. They understood exactly what needed to be done, and they did it. This is a lesson for everybody. It is the most important thing, and the Baltimore Ravens are going to win big in 2019 because of it, and every other team should be taking notes. And the winner of Best Comic of Slow News Day 2019 is, what a surprise, it's Doonesbury. Family Circus is shut out for the 45th straight year. Tom Brady is an old quarterback now. We always knew that was the case. This does not preclude the Patriots from winning the Super Bowl. It precludes the Patriots from having a top caliber MVP level quarterback, which is what they've had for most of the last 20 years. This team's identity is different. They have the best passing defense in the modern era, quite frankly. If they're going to win the Super Bowl, they're going to win it the same way they did last February against Sean McVay, and that's with defense. The only question is whether or not a team like the Ravens, a team like the Chiefs, could meet them in January and put up 24, 28, 31 points, a type of number that this Patriots offense, as currently constructed, cannot hit. In a weird way, it's the circle of life, because when you read about the Patriots when they won their first Super Bowl, I remember reading this Bob Ryan column. He says, he'll paper cut you to death. He's going to manage the game. Turns out, he managed the game while becoming the best quarterback in history, started throwing the ball all over the place, created the 2007 offense, which no one had ever seen before, basically created the modern slot position. And now he's back, little game manager, little paper cuts. That, my friend, is the circle of life. And this is old Eli Manning. Jason Gallagher's picking the page, and then I'm going to pick the winner within the page. Ladies and gentlemen, Band of Brothers is better than a watch band, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the winner of that page is the World War II troops. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love my watches, but I hate Nazis. Sam Darnold, speaking of that Patriots defense, goes on primetime against that New England Patriots defense, and he says, I'm seeing ghosts. This in and of itself is not a huge deal. The Patriots make everybody see ghosts. They've got a great pass rush. They've got a great pass defense. There's not a lot of space to operate around there. But what happened to the Jets this year? Well, the bottom fell out. Sam Darnold, I think 5 months ago, was as promising a young quarterback as there is in this league. A lot of people were hyping him up. Guess what? They hired Adam Gase. And at this point, that weird press conference where he's looking all around, we didn't know it, but that press conference was the glory days. I think that the Jets, if they go from bad to worse, that is significant. If you want a textbook way to screw up your franchise, you'd look at the Washington Redskins. But if you want to look at two, you gotta throw the New York Jets in there. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing in the cheese plate of the year is brie cheese. What a year from crackers, what a year from grapes, but Dolphins took being bad and innovated it. First of all, they looked like they were doing a full-on tank. They had a big old for sign sale on the whole 53-man roster. Well, actually, it turns out they get the value, they get the first-round picks, and they actually start winning some games. I think Brian Flores is a pretty good coach. The pinnacle of the season for them was a play they ran against the Philadelphia Eagles. I need to stress this. I picked the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. I am a stupid person. That's it. That's the tweet. There have been a lot of bad versions of this particular play, and the Dolphins crushed it. The Dolphins are going to have high picks next year. They're going to control the draft, and they had a nice, exciting 2019 season. Miami Dolphins, we salute you. You lose Adam Gase, and this is what happens. Adam Gase walked so that Brian Flores could run. I've tried to explain Club Kevin to a lot of people who did not know what Club Kevin was.
What is Club Kevin?
Well, I mean, Alvin Kamara set the standard. Alvin Kamara one time vetoed 3 people. Alvin Kamara inducted David Bridle. Alvin Kamara of the Saints was spent about 10 minutes disqualifying candidates from Club Kevin one time. Alvin Kamara, we showed him like 4 Club Kevin potentials, and he's like, nah. Alvin Kamara, he would not let a group of high school kids into Club Kevin because he decided that graduating from high school is what you should be doing. It was a very strange time. Have you seen Knives Out? Oh yeah! Next up, Bengals. Patriots brouhaha happens in the press box of a Browns-Bengals game when a Bengals security employee comes over to a Patriots Craft Productions employee and says, "Hey pal, what's on the tape?" And the guy says, "We could just delete it." The New England Patriots created basically a window-proof team for 2 decades in a league where fairness is supposed to be legislated. You're not supposed to dominate the AFC East like that. You're not supposed to dominate the AFC. You're not supposed to dominate the NFL. They did it. Congratulations to the New England Patriots. Having said that, they clearly employ someone who is not very smart. The Patriot way is a million little things, and one of them is not saying, you can just delete it. I don't think Belichick would say that. The SEO Award of the Year. Lizzo, Baby Yoda, Impeachment, Brawny, Ninja. So vote in the comments for the next 2 years. Jason Garrett, bad coach. I can't wait for him to get hired by the New York Giants. Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, very good quarterback. Mark Cooper, he's been banged up. He's an elite wide receiver. Zeke Elliott, say what you will about the amount of money they pay him, but Zeke Elliott's a very good running back. They should thank their lucky stars playing in the NFC East. They are probably going to make the playoffs based on playing in the NFC East. But we need to start reflecting on the fact that Jason Garrett, he's not creative. He doesn't seem to be very much of a leader of men. He seems to be wasting talent at a rate that we really haven't seen in the NFL over this decade when you consider the fact they've never made the Super Bowl. I think there are probably 10, 12 coaches at least who could turn the Dallas Cowboys into a legitimate NFC contender. Okay? Jason Garrett, not one of them. At the time of this filming, they're 7-7. Jason Garrett has not turned in a very good Cowboys roster into a contender, which leads me to believe, folks, Jason Garrett's a bad coach. He's canceled. Why? I just canceled him.
He didn't do anything wrong.
I just told you he wasted the talent.